Hello everyone, welcome back to the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. Today I wanted to share a little bit about one of our more interesting artifacts. It is this little hat or belt pin right here. Many people have asked why there are pins featuring turtles in a Hall of Fame dedicated to rodeo and cowboys. These pins come from the earliest days of organized rodeo. In January of 1929, major rodeo committees banded together to form the Rodeo Association of America. The RAA set about codifying the rules of events, setting judging standards, and determining prize money for each event. The only problem with this new association was that the cowboys were left out and had no say in how things were run. The RAA also established a point system to determine the top cowboy. The first award went to bronc rider Earl Thode in 1929. While the RAA did improve many areas of the sport, there were still some major failings, and it usually came out bad for the cowboy and cowgirl competitors. Things came to a head at the 1936 World Championship Rodeo held in Boston Garden. The Cowboys and Cowgirls had just finished a long stint at Madison Square Garden in New York a week before. This was the last event of the season before everybody would head back to Texas for the winter. Colonel W.T. Johnson was in charge of producing the event, just like he had the New York event. To make the event more profitable for himself, Colonel Johnson did not add any of the Cowboys' entry fees to the prize money. This made the prize money less than the entry fees. The contestants had had enough. They sent two of their top cowboys, Everett Bowman and Hugh Bennett, to present a petition to Colonel Johnson demanding more money or they would strike. Johnson refused. The cowboys and cowgirls walked out of the rodeo. Johnson gathered up as many makeshift contestants as he could find off the streets of Boston. The cowboys and cowgirls, now with nothing to do, bought tickets to the performance. They heckled the newly minted cowboys mercilessly. The head of the Boston Garden Arena went to Colonel Johnson and said that unless professional cowboys competed at the next performance, his contract would be canceled. Colonel Johnson conceded to the demands of the cowboys and added money to the purse. For the first time, the cowboys had banded together and influenced the promoters. These Boston Cowboys and Cowgirls created their own organization. They named it the Cowboys Turtle Association. The cowboys felt they had much in common with the reptile. A turtle is slow and rather unassuming. The turtle also only moves forward by exposing his head and neck. The cowboys felt their challenge to Johnson had been that moment of sticking their necks out. They chose Everett Bowman to be their first president and Hugh Bennett to be their first secretary. The organization had its rough moments in the beginning. They were banned from competing in several rodeos, but they stuck it out, stuck together, and created the cowboy organization we know today as the PRCA.
We got our organization well organized and just kept pushing it and working at it, and got some very fine people elected on the board. And for that reason, we made a very fine organization out of our Turtle Association, which developed into the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association.
Many of those Turtle Association cowboys were very proud of their organization that they started. When asked for items to display, many chose these little pins. When you are at the hall next, be sure to look for them and see how many you can find. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.